It's 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm waiting for hard drives to rebuild. What better thing to do than make a quick update video? How you guys doing? Joe here. And you did see the video on this Dell XPS 630i system. As you can see, I'm doing a little bit of testing. I've changed the graphics card from the dual AMD cards to that single card just for testing purposes. I'm working on that one. That video should be coming. Today's Thursday, so probably Friday, unless today's Wednesday. I don't even know what day it is. I've been on bed rest, so I'm not paying any attention to it. System's going pretty well. There are some quirks with it, and we will talk about that in the video. The other reason why I'm rebuilding hard drives or rebuilding my system is because I'm getting ready to do a personal rig update. In that case, the Deepcool Matrix 70. Really cool case. We'll talk about that in a second. But let's talk about why I need to do that. And this is something that you run into when you just kind of get a little lackadaisical with your upkeep and maintenance. As I've added programs and things to my system, I've just added new hard drives rather than, going through the right way and getting rid of old files, doing this, doing that. And it led me to the point where I had 6 hard drives in that computer over there in the other room right now. Normally it sits on a desk here, but I have it in the other room. And that was getting a little bit scary because seek times on different hard drives could be affecting things, stability of programs, especially with like Steam when you have 4 different libraries or folders for your library. It's not always guaranteed to work right. So I'm condensing all that down. One drive, one SSD is strictly for my operating system. The other SSD is strictly for Steam, my most common games, and the Steam loader itself. And the other drives are Steam library and video editing library. It's really all I need. I don't know why I was, continuing to add more drives. I just felt like I needed the room. And this way it's less complicated and all the installs are fresh, so I know they're all up to date. But moving back over here, the Matrix 70 from Deepcool. It's kind of a cool case. It was a very inexpensive case. It was introduced last year, and I just really never paid attention to it. It's got some cool stuff. Like this is tempered glass, and it has a quick release. And this tempered glass on the side is actually only held in with 2 screws, and it sits in a channel at the bottom. And the cover to the basement is actually tempered glass, and you can move the drive cage as well. And I'll be doing a build in that, and that will become my personal computer. It kind of reminds me of the old S340 Elites, which I really liked. And from what I was reading, this is actually a pretty good case. Airflow notwithstanding, because obviously just the side intakes are quite small on there, but I already have a couple ideas on what I could do to correct that. I will be water cooling the next system, obviously. That actually will sit on top of the PSU shroud, so that's cool, and that should work fine. I do have to save up for a little while. I'm not sure how long it's going to take because being disabled, obviously I can't just run out and buy all the parts I want, and I'm kind of leaning towards doing like a Ryzen system, X470, X570, something or other. Obviously, I've got the 1080, which will go in there for now. A buddy of mine is thinking of upgrading his system, and if he does, then he's going to have a 1080 Ti. I don't game at more than 1440p. As you saw in that video, I just recently picked up a 1440p monitor. 1080p has always been good enough for me. Upgrading to 1440p really hasn't meant much to my gaming experience. It's nice to have, but it means very little to me personally. But I do like the 1080 Ti's, and when you're not using things that involve ray tracing or the Turing cores, honestly, a 2080 Ti, not a 2080 Super, those are faster, but a 2080 Ti and a 1080 Ti in similar workloads are very similar in performance when you're not talking about things that only RTX can do. If you're talking about things that both cards can do, the 1080 Ti is still more than capable. Plus, they're much less money. You're talking anywhere from 400 to 700 versus 1,000 plus for 2080 Ti's, depending on where you look. So that's why I'm going to be going that route. Otherwise, yeah, you can see, like I said, nothing's hooked up right now. I've just been testing that system. I had to steal the keyboard for the other computer because X58, X79, X99s, some boards, they don't like to see USB gaming keyboards for some reason. And my Corsair Strafe wouldn't turn on fast enough to allow me to get into the BIOS. So that's a tip for you guys. If you're not able to get into your BIOS fast enough, grab like a cheap Microsoft, Dell, whatever pre built system keyboard you have laying around, and it'll allow you to get into your BIOS. So yeah, I'm just sitting waiting for everything to reinstall, and once it does, I will get it all set back up. So the Fallout videos will resume in the beginning of the week. You'll get an update video on this on Friday, be that tomorrow or the day after, depending on when this goes up, because again, haven't been paying attention to what day it is while I'm on bed rest. But yeah, that's about it. If you want to help me and support me, click the like button, subscribe down below, use my Amazon affiliate links, maybe consider becoming a Patreon. If you'd like to donate something to the channel, like if you had an extra 2700X laying around and you want to see it get built into a system that runs circle around my X58, I'd be happy to do that and throw your name up on screen and be like, hey, this guy gave me a 2700X because he's the greatest person in the world, or woman. That was sexist. I apologize. Anywho, I'm going to get out of here because I'm sure I have to go and click a button to download another 80 gig file. And, as always, I'll talk to you later.